leg day. All right, so many people skip leg day. Why? There could be multiple reasons as to why people skip leg day. Maybe they don't think they have to use their legs. I think many of you guys think you can just cover them up and you're good to go. But here's the reason why we don't skip leg day. First of all, legs, it's 50% of your body. At the same time, when you're working legs, you're getting the blood flow going. It's actually getting the rest of your body moving as well. In fact, I'd argue that working your legs, it's far more important than working your upper body. And here's a little trick to some of you guys who are skipping leg day and want big chest, big arms, big back. If you're skipping leg day, chances are you're holding your upper body back too. Yeah, so in other words, by doing legs, by working out your lower body, quite frankly, you're going to have a better and bigger upper body. And that's why we don't skip leg day. Let's get started. First exercise is going to be goblet squats. With this exercise, you're going to require one dumbbell. Basically, you want to have one head of the dumbbell dropping down, the other part you're going to grab, and you're going to put it close to your chest. You're going to keep it there the entire time. It's just there as a counterweight. Now, when you go down to the squat, you want to have your feet shoulder width. You want to keep pressure mostly on your heels. That will help lift your toes slightly and keep you from actually leaning too far forward with your knees. Now, when you go down into the squat, that's the same thing. Emphasize getting your butt down as opposed to leaning forward. If you feel yourself leaning backward, that's when you know you've performed that rep correctly. Now, when you're going back into the upward position, make sure even at the top you keep your knees slightly bent and then activate your glutes. Squeeze them together. You don't want to relax them because you're still working that. And that would be the final performance of that rep.
Trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, 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 for the record. For the record. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price for y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. Frozen. H6 all the hate. I won't get involved today. Got lost in the balling age. I'm flipping the bars. I'm flipping the. On record, off record. I still count wins when they doubt it. On record, off record. I let them take it.
The next exercise is going to be Bulgarian squats. With this particular exercise, I'm going to be using the bench. So I'll place one toe on top of the bench, and then I'm going to extend my body out forward so the other leg is basically extended in front of me. Now I'm also going to take one dumbbell and I'm going to put it towards my chest, the same position that I did with the goblet squats. So I'm going to hold that goblet position with the dumbbell. And now in the next movement, we want to drop down. We want to keep pressure backwards. So you actually want that back leg and that back knee to drop. You also want to make sure that your knee is not driving too far forward on your front knee and putting pressure on your toes. So everything should be in the center position where you go straight down with your shoulders back, your chest out, your chin up, and then exploding back up with a good control. Now when you get to the top, the same rules with your knees. You want to make sure you keep them slightly bent, don't fully lock them, and then tightening all your muscles up, especially flexing your glutes and your hamstrings. And then you'll perform that rep successfully. Next exercise is going to be single leg step ups. With this exercise, I'm also going to be using the bench and 2 dumbbells. With the dumbbells, I'm basically just going to relax them on the side with my shoulders back, my chest out. A little trick is once again, I say this a lot, you want to slightly lift your chin. That naturally helps your shoulders come back. With that position, you're going to drop the opposite leg down to the ground. You want to make sure it hits the toe. You don't want to fully relax it. And then you're going to drive that leg upward. And once again, keeping those dumbbells nice and relaxed. When you're coming on that downward motion, make sure you control it. You don't want to slam the foot down. You want to slowly drop it down to your toes. Try to keep your heels off the ground as much as possible. That's single leg step ups. Next exercise is going to be calf raises. Calf raises are excellent from keeping your calves from looking like pipe cleaners. So in this particular move, we're actually going to need 1 dumbbell. I would recommend getting to the side of a wall or something where you can support your weight, and that's going to be the opposite side. You're going to lift that leg up, and all that pressure is going to be on the opposite leg, as well as the dumbbell. Shoulders back, chest out, chin up, and then what you want to do is you want to raise that calf, you want to raise that heel up all the way to the top. And then we're going to come down halfway and then raise it up again. It's what I call a double tap rep. And then from that position, you're going to drop it all the way back down again. But one of the slight differences is you want to always make sure you keep the heel off the ground. That keeps the calves engaged, constantly working, and that's how you're going to hit each rep. Okay, so there's a couple of exercises that I actually use to work out bench. If you don't have a workout bench, don't let that bother you. You don't necessarily need one. As you can see right here, I'm standing next to a staircase. You can use your own staircase or something that supports your weight. The first one I want to show you is the Bulgarian Squad or split stance squat. Grabbing 1 dumbbell, same thing here. I can also adjust my height, depending on the stair. Just putting my toe here, I'm going to hop out. And of course, right here, same position, same rules apply. Shoulders back, chest out, chin up. And there you go, Bulgarian squats. Okay, so the other exercise that we did that required a bench were the single leg step ups. I'm going to use the same thing here on the staircase. As you can see, this is slightly lower than the workout bench that I used, but you can always put something on top of the stairs so long as it supports your weight safely and to make it a little bit higher to challenge yourself. But the same deal right here, shoulders back, chest out, nice good posture, and then I'm going to drive upward, control it, all the way down to the toes, making sure you want to try to keep your heel off the ground. All right, so there's 2 moves you can do. You don't need the workout bench, and it shouldn't keep you from doing these exercises successfully. All right, so there's leg day. We did it on reps of 15, 12, 10, and 8. So make sure that you actually, if you're going to increase the weight, that you do not compromise your form. So make sure you have good form. But the beauty of this is you didn't skip leg day, so you should be proud of that. Legs are going to work to your advantage. And if you want those beautiful biceps, beautiful chest, and nice upper body, that is going to require you to work the legs. By the way, you'll have beautiful legs as well.